Hey guys, it's Tessa. So today, I figured I would take us to my little showroom hallway. I am modifying some of my clothes. Some of it's like they got holes in it, I need to patch them, or I bought 2 clothing items from that convention I went to like 2 months ago at this point. And I meant to like update them and fix them to fit me a bit better, and I still haven't done it. So I decided to just put it all in this video and all together, partially mending, partially just changing up some clothing items. The first item I'm going to be modifying is the sweatshirt I'm wearing right now. The collar sits up too high. This is a men's shirt. Also, they have this weird like double collar thing, I don't know, but it sits up too high, causing any motion or anything to cause it to ride up, and I just don't like the way it feels around my neck. So that'll be the first thing we're doing. I'm just gonna cut out the collar and then probably either leave it and put like back stitching on the shoulder pieces here, or I might try to fold the edge back under once it's been cut. I don't think that'll really work the way I want it to, so my plan currently is just remove the collar, put stitching there on the sides to stop it from breaking the stitches farther back. The second item we're fixing is this pair of pants. They're like those baggy, I don't know what they're called, boho pants, but they have several holes in them. For instance, like right here on the side of the leg, this hole is pretty large. I think there's a couple holes on the other leg as well, and just a couple bleach spots I'm not a big fan of. So what I'm going to do, because I have these little fat quarters I bought, they're all fall themed, but I think I'm going to take a couple of the little squares from each of these and put them on to cover the holes on those pants. This next item is not YouTube appropriate, so I have covered it, but it is one of the items I bought from that convention. It's just a plain t-shirt. They did not have my size, so I bought the largest size they had. I'm going to modify it from there. I gotta deal with the collar. Let me show you what it looks like on. So as you can tell, I have covered it, but it's a little bit more form-fitting than I would like. I think my plan is, of course, cutting this collar because this is a unisex. Pretty much any collar I don't like. It always just does not feel right and I hate it. So I'm gonna cut this collar, and then I think I'm going to just add some cut some strings in the back and then do the like folding over thingy. I don't know if that makes sense to any of you. I know what I'm thinking, but I think that's what I'm gonna do because that'll help open up the stretchiness around the waist slash back. Or I can just do kind of like a ladder across the sides. I haven't 100% figured it out yet. I'm doing one of those two. I think the ladder across the sides might be better, but I don't know. So that's this shirt. And then the next one, which is the simplest modification, is I bought a sweatshirt, and I bought a limited design that they discontinued, and I thought it was really cute. It has like bats on the sleeves and says, I think it says trick or treat on the back. But regardless, the only change I'm really making to this one for now is cutting down, straight down the seam here for where the collar sits. All hoodies for me just pull up against my neck and I really hate it. So I usually cut about 1 inch down and that seems to help it. But I think that's my plan for now, is just cutting that little section. Otherwise, I think I'm pretty content with the way this fits and all of that. Let me show you. Here's the fit of this one. Sleeves are nice and long, I really like that. I'm not sure that the back is YouTube appropriate, so I'm not going to show you, but essentially it's just like a girl standing there doing something like this, and then it just has trick or treat written on it. But I'm going to retract my previous statement. I think the fit is a little bit too tight as well. Like, too tight for me, just too tight comfort-wise. And luckily with this sweatshirt, there's a side seam on both sides, so I might just unpick that and add a small panel of like an elastic stretch fabric. Therefore, when I start losing a little bit more weight and this will fit more comfortably, I can just remove the panel I added and stitch it back closed. So those are the 4 items we're updating. Let's get started. Alright, so for the patches for the pair of pants, I found 5 spots. I think 3 are holes, 2 are just the bleach spaces that I want to cover up. But for all 5 of them, I'm going to use a zigzag stitch with my machine. And then since I have 5 cute fabrics that'll fit, I'm just going to do 1 square from each of them. and then I'll check in when I'm done. So I was able to cut the collar off of this guy. I don't think it will start separating if I don't secure it by folding it over, but I don't want to risk that regardless, so I am just going to fold over this top edge and then probably do a zigzag stitch over it, because it's a little bit elastic but not really, but I also don't want to like restrain the fibers either too much, so I think that's my plan, and I will check in hopefully if it works. Alright, so for the sweatshirt and the shirt, which are the last two items so far, I'm kind of on the fence. Because I think what I'm going to do for the sweatshirt, regardless of what I choose to do, is I'm going to cut through these seams here. Not cut through, a seam rip through the seams here. They're all seamed, both of them are seamed with serger, so it's going to be a pain in the ass to frog. But it should be fine, and I'm only going to go to this seam for the body. The fabrics I can use are either this cute little Halloween fabric I just bought, which I think will work better like style-wise with the sweatshirt, or I have this like similar shade of like pinky red mushroom fabric that might look better because it has similar colors, but it's not very Halloween-y. I think I'm leaning to this one just because I think it'll add another sense of dimension. I'm not really sure though, but kind of the plan for how the panel is going to work. So it's a little hard to see, but I am holding it here so that for it to expand, it can, but it's still going to be cinched up towards the top. I'll be able to show you a little bit better on the actual piece, but that's the idea. So it's more like a peekaboo panel versus just like a completely open panel. And it'll also make it so I don't have to seam through the waistband panel or the sleeve panel as well. Overall, I think all of these turned out really nice. I like the side panel on the sweatshirt. I like the patches on the pants. I think that actually looks the best. The blocked out shirt with the side cutouts, I don't love it, but I think that's just because I don't wear a lot of things with cutouts on them like that. And then the sweatshirt honestly turned out perfect. I might redo the zigzag stitch I did on the collar to be a little bit tighter because it is stretching still a tiny bit,
but I also don't mind because I kind of prefer off the shoulder sweatshirts anyway, or like long sleeves if I can. But overall, I really enjoyed making these. Let me know if you have any questions on anything I did. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Bye!